Hey, welcome, dude.
Hey, are your arms tired? Are your arms tired or something?
Nah, dude. I got fucking I got fucking guns, man. dude, the fucking liberal left's trying to take these puppies away, dude.
I fucking hate you, dude.
It's just fucking
too fast. So how are you, Zach? How was your plane ride?
Yeah, it was fine. There's really no issues. I am tired. I'm on like 4 to 5 hours of sleep from like every night, plus like tons of just drinking and socializing. So like, I apologize if I'm like not 100% here right now, but we are 100% here right now. This is no joke.
So, just give the common viewer just a little rundown of why you were just on a plane.
No, I mean, I was on a business trip for like my real job to Colorado.
That's cool.
So I'm not like privy to disclose like the details of like everything that I'm doing. I can share with you some stuff like afterwards, in terms of the fun shit, again, like just tons of just a lot of drinking and like exploring Colorado. So like they put me up in this like cabin in Estes Park. And it's just some incredible like views every morning while I'm working. Like I got to go up on those mountains and just, dude, fucking awesome. Yeah. I love Colorado. If you ever have the opportunity to go, like seriously, like do it.
Dude, that was where a bunch of my friends in high school, when they would want to like go on like a cool cross country trip, they'd go there because weed was legal. It's always been legal.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that? So I was talking with a few of my coworkers because they wanted to go out and like buy some weed, like we'll do a little organized like trip into town. We'll go to a dispensary or something. Estes Park, for whatever reason, 2 years ago, voted to like not sell weed in their town. So we were in like the only city in all of Colorado that does not sell marijuana. But yeah, we were asking some townskeepers and they were like, yeah, you'd have to drive like 30 minutes over to like Lyons, Colorado.
Interesting.
Yeah. And like, not everyone had access to be like driving cars the way that the trip was structured. So it was kind of I frankly didn't care. I was like, that's fine. Like it sucked a little bit, but like, for certain people, they were like pissed off, like they were like, damn, that was like a big part of why I accepted to go to Colorado. And it's like,
drug addicts.
Yeah. It's like, calm your ass down a little bit, but
that's dope though. Dude, you've been on a plane, like, you've flown somewhere 2 times in the last, month?
No, this is actually the first time I've flown. Like, I drive a lot. So,
you drove to Vegas or whatever?
I drove to Vegas, road trip to Vegas. I like to travel to like a lot of like small towns around Arizona where I live. And that's just 2 months ago, I drove to New Mexico. I drove to LA. Like, those are all around like 6 to 7 hour car rides, maybe even a bit less so for Las Vegas, depending on how like busy traffic is. So it's a pretty big time commitment, but it's doable in like a day. And I personally like, it's cheaper, or knock on wood, is usually cheaper when gas isn't like $200 a gallon. But like, it is usually cheaper to drive instead of buying a plane ticket, renting a car, getting a hotel and all of that. But I just like having the autonomy to be like, I'm going to get in my car and go somewhere. And that was like a big, one of the very few downsides to this past trip is like, I was not like registered with the company to like be an authorized driver of their rental vehicles. Yeah. And so like, I couldn't just like, I want to go somewhere and just get in the car and start driving. I had to like, I'm going to walk or ask someone to drive me somewhere, which as an adult man is not something that I'm like used to doing a whole lot, is being like, can you please drive me somewhere? Please?
I personally hate driving. I also have a fairly old car. My car is an 03 Honda Odyssey. So I have a fairly old car anyway. So even if I wanted to drive a certain distance, I would worry that my car is just going to break down halfway through the trip. Like my girlfriend lives 2.5 hours away that I could drive, but I'm not going to drive that until I get a new car. This car is actually the same car years ago that we would bring down to North Carolina when we would go to my parents' house down in North Carolina.
That's a much bigger time commitment.
14 to 15 hours. Yeah. That was something. But I never drove. My mother's an overprotective suburban white mother, so that's what you're gonna get.
I think it's funny. Last episode we joked about kicking Sean off finally, and now here he is.
He kept making
Larry David his way back in.
He kept making jokes earlier that I thought he was gonna like try to ditch the podcast, or I don't know. I didn't know if he was trying to ditch or if he was trying to like make that joke again.
Get a little ruse out of you.
Yeah. Because he was like, "Oh yeah, that podcast." What did you say? You were like, "That podcast."
You said something about we, and I was like, "You keep saying we, dude."
Yeah.
Please leave. I'm leaving. You can't leave before I do.
Dude. Yes. So the yeah, so I've had that's such a dumb. That is like the low energy that we like. That is perfect. That is exactly what we want.
Yeah.
You want me to go get like 6 apples from my fridge and I'll just eat those? We can time me. Yeah.
Is that the content that we're going with? Eating 6 apples?
I love how it's always apples. I love
apples.
how every episode with it, like last episode with you and me, is maybe the only one where we didn't mention apples, and maybe we even did. Maybe I even brought it up in passing as like a joke.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh.
One of our 2 viewers can fact check me on that, and then already call me names on the internet.
Me? Where's
Me.
number 2? Oh, do you watch 2? That's 2. There we go.
Yeah, well, I mean, I put the clips together, so I kind of have to watch. But yeah, I'm kind of,
people are.
We had a behind closed door meeting, and Ben pulled a gun out and said, "I'm gonna, I don't think it would be actually appropriate if I said the exact words of what you said, but I'm going to be watching the episode. Sure."
I'll show you the gun.
This is the gun I used to
out.
Oh,
I just have 2 of these sitting on the ground. I've had my week has been so full for me that I don't even I didn't even think about this podcast, and I kept it was like, obviously I know it's going to happen, but I was like, fuck, yeah. I edited the video, uploaded the video, and I did not think about this podcast until I think yesterday. I was like, oh, we got to do the podcast tomorrow.
I do have some stuff I think would be fun to share with you off of the air, but to be really general, I've been just staying up super late and hanging out with people, which is awesome. But also I'm so fucking tired.
Yeah.
But last night I was thinking about it. I was I have to travel tomorrow, and then an hour after I actually am supposed to get home, I'm hopping on here and talking to people. I should probably get more well rested, but I got fucking hammered, and it was one. It was 1 in the goddamn morning by the time I was done talking to everyone and walking back to my room, and I fucking. Dude, I woke up at 6 a.m. after that. I was 5 hours of sleep, max, and just started driving to the Denver airport. I'm so happy, but at the same time, I'm fucking fucked, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, alcohol's bad. You really shouldn't be drinking that much, dude.
That's part of the things I wanted to talk about. Okay, so a bunch of shit happened in my life. Fast.
Can we pause this so I can actually get an apple? Because I'm kind of hungry. Is that cool?
You can just go get. Yeah, you can just go get your apple.
I didn't know if you were gonna need me for anything.
We'll pause it then. No, just for you. We'll pause it. We'll pause it. No.
All right, get her done. Get her done, dude.
He has a fucking Larry the Cable Guy line. That's Larry the Cable Guy, right?
Dude. Well, it's Gator Dunn, I think, is the Larry the Cable Guy quote. I couldn't tell you if that was him
he was the proprietor
speaking or if it was someone doing the Larry the Cable Guy thing. This is a really weird way to introduce a story. I may have seen Larry the Cable Guy in person.
Interesting.
Not
recently?
But I don't know for a fact. No, this is when I was in high school.
Okay.
I was in my high school band, and we were doing this big. It wasn't really a show. When you're in high school band, they take you to these big events to not perform for anyone, but perform for judges exclusively, and they get graded, and that's how they rate and rank bands. It's like private showings for judges, and then you get graded on it. Anyways, we were at this Performing of the Arts Theater Hall or something in Arizona, and there were big posters outside for Larry the Cable Guy coming through. And, we're doing our performance, and I'm, it wrapped up, And like as we were putting things away, a bunch of people in suits came in, and one of them was in like a big like flannel shirt with like and just like looked kind of like him.
Yeah, he had the fucking stupid hat too.
Like flannel shirt and cap. But like I was so far away, it was like so dark. If you've ever been on stage, you know that like the light shining in on you, it's so dark you can barely see like stuff that's like going on beyond it. So like I may have seen Larry the Cable Guy, or there just happened to be a dude in a flannel jacket while Larry the Cable Guy was going to show up like a week or two later.
Yeah, he's a body double. He's a body double, right?
That'd be hilarious if Larry the Cable Guy was so important he needed to have like fake Larry the Cable Guys in case in the event of a attempted Larry the Cable Guy assassination, it would be more difficult to,
I thought you were going to
find the.
I thought you were going to go in the paparazzi way, not so much the assassination, but either way, just like a man to kill.
No, I feel like it's like. You don't hire body doubles to throw off paparazzi. You do that to like if you think someone's out to kill you.
You just see a red dot on the fake Larry the Cable Guy's skull, just like moving around. You got to get paid pretty good money to be a body double for an assassin.
You think that?
You would think that. What does that mean?
Well, the body double, he has experience.
The body double definitely should probably get paid, but like apparently it's not that expensive to kill people.
Have any numbers?
Yeah, I know a guy. This is like a friend. He says that it's like not that expensive if you really wanted to. Remember having like this is the first or second episode we were both like this is like a drug dealing networking podcast where we just like, provide information and, create networks of different drug dealers in varying cities so you can travel and effectively get drugs, which would have been helpful on my business trip.
When you say business trip, that's what you're talking about. Yeah.
Well, party in the front, business in the back.
One in the chamber.
Fucking suicide. Do you see me? I'm resisting the urge to touch my microphone.
Yeah, I was about to
see this. Yeah. Okay, so I had a pretty hectic week. No, it wasn't hectic. It was hectic for me, which is not really that hectic. But the night that we released, no, it was Sunday. So Sean and I have been playing through Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire, and we had a really cool high-ish. I produced it.
It was very well done.
It was a well done
on his end
little battle, right? So I just made like an overlay. So the point is at the end we beat Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire. We get all level 100s and we battle. That was the whole idea. And so I produced like a whole thing, like an overlay and shit with like, just indicators of who's dead and who's not, shit like that. So I'm trying to troubleshoot because shit's just not working. Like OBS is just giving me flack. The thing that I'm inviting Sean to control the game is giving me flack. And Sean just doesn't stop talking. And I'm like, oh no. He talked about having a fucking gin and basil a little bit ago.
This is such an oddly, but you made that yourself. That's just an oddly specific.
No, I was at a restaurant. I was at a restaurant. Okay. And it was called something Gimlet, and it was gin, seltzer, and basil, and lime juice.
I'm holding back that your mom's a gimlet like so hard right now, but yeah, that's like something. If you're at a restaurant, and you order something like that, it's perfectly fine. And if you made it at home too, that I make like weird ass shit for myself all the time too. I'm trying to imagine me at home being like, I think I'm going to make a gin and basil tonight, and like muddling basil around. Yeah.
It was funny because he went from being completely fine. So, Sean is lit when he doesn't shut the fuck up. And he was lit.
Bro, I want to get you lit.
Dude, it was so funny. It's so put a pin in that one. So Sean is on a decline, and we start the battle, and he's just like, "Oh man, I think I drank too much or something," like that. And then
I stopped drinking right before the battle.
Yeah,
just as like a heads up.
So we did 3 battles. First battle, he's totally fine. He's like, whatever. He mentioned that he's feeling a little bit schlitty, but that was it. Second battle, he's like, I can't read. He's like, I can't read the screen right now.
That's quite an escalation of events.
It was like
fast. 15 minutes, probably.
Oh my god!
And then the third battle, he was just inhuman. He kept like saying things that didn't were like non sequiturs.
But you had stopped drinking.
That was the.
This is just.
Yeah, I mean,
this is just it kicking in. Yeah, how much did you have to drink before that?
At least half a bottle of gin, if not more. So what's 750 divided by 2?
My guy, we need to hang out sometime. We'll go through a whole. You want to make that a whole bottle of gin? We can make it happen.
Dude,
I was thinking sometimes though, if I'm going out drinking, I'll have like 2 or sometimes even like 1 drink, and I'm like fucking feeling it, dude. I'm getting pretty drunk. But then if I keep drinking, I get to a point where I don't want to say more sober from continuing to drink, but like I am more in control and more
I do not have that.
It is like a bell curve for me where it's like, whoa, I'm drunk now. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm like definitely more intoxicated, but like I'm like more in control of like my conversation and I am more present. I don't know if that makes sense at all. And then it goes right back down to being like, dude, you're fucking trashed. So like there's a real thin line you have to ride there.
So I want to
It's a gray area.
I don't drink. So like I think that morning drinking is a little funky, but obviously
if you morning drink, like, if it's a special occasion, right? Like
exactly,
it's a holiday, it's an event, and you do like an Irish coffee or you do a mimosa, someone's birthday, you do like that's perfectly fine.
Right.
But like if you regularly drink in the morning, you are a fucking monster. Like,
so he was too lit by like.
Wait, what time is this?
It was like 7 p.m. I think like 8.
Okay.
But okay. I did wake up at 6 a.m. still drunk. Like I fell asleep on the couch because Haley didn't want me to sleep in bed because she said my sweat smelled like alcohol. So I slept on the couch and sitting up, mind you, she thought she was gonna call like the ambulance or something because she was like, you were just sitting normally but your eyes were closed.
Yeah.
But then I woke up at 6 a.m. like I stumbled into the kitchen like, oh fuck.
Okay. So
I'm still fucked up.
This is at about 8 p.m. He's done drinking. Or no, sorry, 8 p.m. we're done with the battle. And he is fucking on it, right? So it's about 8 p.m., maybe 8:15, and we're watching the last episode of Obi-Wan Kenobi with friends at 8:30. Like on Discord or whatever. Dude, I don't think he remembered a single thing that fucking happened in that episode because he was talking a lot of the time and he would go on tangents, I think, with himself.
I don't remember any of that.
It was so funny. It was so funny.
The only thing that I remember is Blue, and I rewatched the episode when I was sober because all I woke up in the morning and
try not to spoil anything.
No.
Yeah.
But all I could remember is like there was a lot of blue in that episode, and it's like one scene.
Yeah.
It's just one scene, and I was like, oh fuck!
It was so funny. We had people. I think it was Joe gaslighting you, and maybe Evan.
I know. I remember vaguely Joe saying, "I'm just going to mute him."
Yeah, he did. He did mute you because you wouldn't stop talking in the climax scene. But no, but Evan
climax scene.
It was just Obi-Wan and Vader just going at it. They were just clapping cheek, bro. It was actually pretty sick. Ewan McGregor is just a great fuck. So I think Evan at one point was like, because Sean asked like how many more minutes. And then Evan was like, it's been like 15. And then like 20 minutes would go by. And then Sean would be like, all right, how many minutes are left? And Evan would be like, it's only been like 15 minutes. And he just keeps saying that every like set amount of time. It was so fucking funny because Sean was actually fully believing only 15 minutes went by each time.
Oh, I remember. I just had like a flashback where I said, like, what happened to Joey? And Ev was like, he left like only like 15 minutes ago. And I was like, no, he left during the battle. Yeah. And I was so agitated because I knew that Joey had left when we were playing Pokemon, not Star Wars. But Evan was like, dude, that was like 10 minutes ago.
Yeah. And then Sean is in his seat. He keeps saying, I'm halfway off my seat. Just adjust yourself, first of all. Second of all, and he's like this. When I completely open, when I completely close, like this, watching Obi-Wan Kenobi and talking the entire time.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. If I'm at a similar level of being intoxicated and you sit me down, like I'm not standing, I will also probably. Well, I don't know. It depends, but sometimes I might like just drift off like that too.
Dude, it was so fucking funny. That was so fun. That was Sunday night. He had work the next day, right? You had work. You had work the next day. Yeah.
I called out. I was so ill. I was so.
I know that you don't drink, Ben. So like no pressure at all. But if possible, we should do like a whole month or a whole like 3-episode arc where we each take turns getting like drunk on the episode at a time.
I would be down. It's like
save that for me. I'm not doing that right now. Like, this is not the time for me.
It's a pretty stupid reason why I don't drink. I mean, I've been tipsy once. I didn't really enjoy it too much. I had a few.
You're just not a fan.
Yeah, I just not an enormous fan. But
okay.
Honestly, most of it is I ingest things for flavor, and the one time I was tipsy, it wasn't really enjoyable. So I was like, all right, I don't really care.
I had a whole conversation with one of my coworkers on my trip because there's a lot of alcohol involved, and because the conversation came up about like whiskey tasting, and I enjoy I really enjoy the taste of gin. I genuinely do. There are some beers now that I do enjoy the taste of gin. And I can get into a couple whiskeys, but it's very hard for me to be like a whiskey guy. You know what I mean? There's just certain liquors where it's like, I'm doing it, but I'm just doing it to get like drunk. Like it is about the outcome and not the process for certain. I feel like that's how most people operate though. Like at least half of people that drink alcohol don't do it because it tastes good. It's a means to an end.
Yeah.
And I think that I feel like that's a really like problematic area when it comes to alcohol consumption. I don't know. Like I'm that way too with certain things, but I also can find time to enjoy the flavors as well. It's also like alcohol is a very acquired taste. Like I feel like very rarely is there an alcoholic beverage that like just some like random person who's never drank alcohol before can pick up and be like, that was very good. And so like, it's how I don't have an end to this conversation, but there's a stream of consciousness there. And you guys, I was smart for too long, now dumb. Please, please finish line, carry me now.
So, for me, I'm the times I'll drink, if there's like some bitch beer, like a twisted tea around or a red cider.
I don't care for twisted teas. This is not my thing.
I don't. It doesn't taste like alcohol. That's why I like it.
Sure.
But if there's like a twisted tea or a red cider or something, or even a Mike's Hard, I'll be like, okay, I'll have one, and that's it. Or if I'm like at a party, I'll have a piss beer. I'll have a Miller Lite or something.
I feel like there are like certain cocktails that I could probably like recommend that you try that you'd probably be like, it wouldn't even be about like getting drunk. You'd probably just genuinely enjoy
an apple teeny with a maraschino cherry tastes just like a Jolly Rancher. Like it's phenomenal. I would
say
that's
a problem though, right? That's you want to avoid that most of the time, wouldn't you?
I mean, I would say my biggest thing is I think I'm an even blend of wanting the outcome of not being sober at some level. I don't have to get like fucked up like I did on Sunday, but also flavor. So for instance, I don't drink any beers less than like 8% generally, and then I try and find ones that I like in that range.
That's a weird rule to have, but I respect it. I just don't.
Yeah, because so I don't buy. So for instance, I've never bought Bud Light or any of the other stuff. I also avoid drinking those because I don't want it to be.
Do you feel like it's a money thing? Do you feel like it's a waste of your money to be?
I think it's like I don't want it to be like a soda. I want it to be, like people get dressed up to go on planes. I want it to be like, oh, I bought this like designed can, a 4-pack for $16.
Yeah, so I think we talked about this once before when you brought out that specialty beer where it's like, I do enjoy cocktails and liquor, but like I can go to like any bar around the country and find like cocktails with the same like mixes of liquor.
Yeah.
But like everywhere I go to has a differently like brewed beer. And I feel like we're on the same wavelength of like wanting to like try new things if we're going to different places, like because there's so like alcohol is a very regional thing. Mm-hmm. It's weird because it's not necessarily that way with food, right? Like no one's like, oh, you can only get like this sandwich in Milwaukee, you know what I mean? Like people don't gatekeep. I think like, I'm especially referring to like tequila can only be produced in Mexico. If you did the exact same process in like West Virginia, it could not legally be called tequila. So there's certain stuff like that where like I think like Scotch is a type of whiskey, but you can only call it Scotch if it's made in Scotland. You know what I mean? There's certain stuff, and same thing with like wine in France and stuff like that, where it's like it's weird that we only do that with like liquor and like beverages and not like food or like anything else that we consume.
I feel like that's because of Prohibition, where everyone had to lay claim sort of to their own underground shit, and then when it became legal, they were like, "Hey, this is the illegal shit we've been drinking."
Yeah, certainly. But I do feel like we're on the same wavelength though. Of like we're going out. Like obviously we're putting an effort to like go out somewhere, and what we want to get out of that is not only like getting drunk, but also if we're going to be doing all this effort to go out and get drinks, I want to try something new.
Yeah, I want to.
I mean, like I want to challenge my palate a little bit. You know, if I want to sound pretentious about it, but
the only time I've had. I don't want it to sound. The only time I've had beer less than like 8% is like Haley and I have gone to this Indian restaurant near us and a Thai restaurant near us, and and a Korean restaurant near us, and all 3 times I go like, "Do you have any import like alcohol? Like, do you have Korean based things or whatever?" Like, we went to a Thai restaurant for our anniversary, and I specifically asked for Thailand has like 2 country beers, that's Singha and some other one. But it's like the beer of Thailand type thing, and I was
there's a fucking import beer that I used to buy all the time. I used to live right next to like this ramen shop that I would visit all the time, and they had a bunch of the import beers that I knew the names of off the back of my hand, and now I'm blanking out on all of them. I want to say the name that pops up for one of them is Akira, but that's definitely an anime and not a beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely someone definitely knows what I'm talking about. It's like a Asian import beer. It's like a tall metal can, but they also sell them in like those bottles too. And it starts with an A, and it has like the graphic font on it and everything. Like someone knows exactly what I'm talking about. I just cannot fucking remember for the life of me the name of it.
I want something, if it's low alcohol or something, I want something. My mom used to say, she'd been to Japan before. She used to say sake tastes like socks, is what she would say.
Oh, I don't think so. I've had sake a few times.
It's just a little bit racist.
It's like not like, because it's like you can not like it, and that's perfectly fine. And like saying something tastes like socks is something that like,
it sounds pretty, like it feels.
Yeah, well, like saying something tastes like socks is like a pretty common insult for like food that tastes bad. And I get like sake sounds like socks, so like it probably isn't, but just
it
making
comes
it
off that way.
But making it rhyme and having it be about like Asian food is like something about that just right there, just the wrong tone away.
She used to say that to like discourage me when I was younger, like, oh, when you grow up, like whatever. But like, to be honest, if I was at a restaurant and someone was like, yo, this is like a classic Japanese drink. It tastes like shit. It'll burn your nose. It smells like socks. I'm like, dude, I'm in. You know what I mean? I want to take a shot of that, or you know what I mean? Yeah. I kind of, if someone's like, this is sock, we didn't make it with corn. We have fermenting socks in the vat, and it's making alcohol. Like, other people drink it as long as someone drinks it first. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
To be fair, there's a pretty famous like urban legend about this. About you go into a Michelin star restaurant in France, and then you enjoy the meal, only to find out that like a rat was controlling the chef the whole time. And then people often feel disgusted. However, it's they're not open-minded, they're not open to new experiences, and you should really just taste the goddamn rat food at that point.
Okay, well, I just wanted to close this convo
podcast down.
You know what's crazy? When did I had like half a bottle of gin within like 30 or 40 minutes. Like it wasn't even
Jesus Christ, dude. Jesus Christ. Well, hold on. I know Ben here is trying to wrap this conversation up, but can I just ask really quick? Go ahead. We're taking over the podcast, baby. This is Apple and Gin. Apple, baby.
And Gin.
Boys, come on now.
Not a new meme, dude.
What brand of gin is this? What type of
so it was a mix. I had a quarter of a bottle. I had a quarter of a bottle of ethereal gin.
I've never heard of that.
And I don't know if it's like local or not because I had never heard of it until I moved here. And then I had Bombay Sapphire.
Okay, I'm familiar with Bombay.
So I drank a quarter of each of those. Oh, and because I remember we were playing some game, right? Before I don't remember that much.
I think it was Pokemon. I think you guys were playing Pokemans.
Before the Pokemon, we were doing something.
I was streaming to you Elden Ring, I think.
Oh, I was watching him play Elden Ring. And
you were handed a controller with no batteries and said, you're playing Elden Ring tonight.
And then I was like, okay, well, now I'm going to start drinking. Because it was 7:30 was when we were supposed to battle or something like that, or 8. And I was...
At 7:30, we duel.
Yeah, and
so I just started drinking, and then the battle was about to start, and I was like, okay, well, I should definitely stop now because I didn't keep track of the bottle volume. I poured like 3 or 4 drinks, but I looked up different drinks and then just doubled the gin, which was the problem.
Yeah,
so like it would be like quarter.
You don't say. You don't say that was the problem.
It was like quarter cup gin, half.
I'm
cup
here for it
beer,
though.
And I was just like fucking half cup, dude. And just.
Yeah, I just wanted to, because I don't have much input, obviously, on the alcohol conversation because I don't drink really at all, and I don't really enjoy drinking when I do drink. But I got to say, some of the best times I've had were inclusive of, alcohol was included, where I would have, a twisted tea or some drink, some like minor drink, and I would play fucking Sonic Adventure in Brian's basement. And try to get, because 100% that game you need to do like fucking speed runs and shit, and just doing that with a twisted tea in you. And Brian probably had some fucking game or something in him. All that shit. And you talked about Sean. You talked about, I think, episode 2 or something. You talked about how you would get fucking
wasted,
boozed up, fucking roasted on
Mike's Hard for Mario Baseball. Yeah,
Mike's Hard's okay.
Yeah.
Well, the reason Mike's Hard is good is because you can chug it. Is what I was gonna like try and like cycle through it, but I was like, you just flip the cap open, you turn it down. It's literally you don't even taste the alcohol. There's so much sugar, and you're like 3 bottles in, and you're like, wow, I think I just drank 3 bottles in 5 minutes.
That's what makes me feel like shit. Yeah,
Mike's Hard, I haven't drank a Mike's Hard in a very long time, but I used to steal them from gas stations before I was 21 because it was the only thing I could do. Dude, me and my like girlfriend at the time, we would do this thing where Circle K's are gas stations around here.
Dude,
and
I have a fucking thing to say about Circle K's that pisses me off. Go ahead.
Why is that so?
Okay. Well, it's like a West Coast, like a Southwest thing. So like they're in like LA too. So like they've been in movies. Like there's do you know Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
Yeah.
There was a scene literally shot at a Circle K that's like 30 minutes from my house. Ooh. That was there where Keanu Reeves is like, there's something strange afoot at the Circle K. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, like there's the like one of the main roads by my house just has a Circle K gas station on it, like every other like intersection, and we would literally just get in our car and stop at every Circle K gas station and try to buy alcohol until one of them said yes, and by and large one of them would have said yes. There's like 10 of them in a row in like a few mile radius, and it's just like just depends on who was working there that night. You would just ask everyone.
Circle K's I have a beef with Circle K as a brand. So when Halo Infinite first came out, they had a
oh yeah, I actually know where this is going.
Where you could get a black and gold Razorback skin if you bought the Circle K specific Halo Rockstar.
Oh, yeah.
Evan and I drove about an hour to a Circle K in Connecticut. They didn't have any.
I'm surprised they had a Circle K in Connecticut.
I know there's a Circle K by where Alexis lives. So I went there just to check. They didn't have any either. It's a lie. It's not a real promotion. It's a fucking lie.
Do you remember how Halo Infinite was supposed to come out a year before it did, and they started doing their like marketing? They put out double XP codes in stores in preparation for it coming out, but then it got delayed.
And on monster cans and shit,
Yeah, exactly, the monster cans. So they were supposed to put those monster cans in like all of the Circle K gas stations around me and all the grocery stores. And then they announced the game was delayed, but they were still running the campaign where you could get those codes. And I would look at like every gas station, every grocery store around where I live, and I couldn't find it. And it was at the point where I gave up until I was on a random road trip. And I think I was driving. I went like past Cottonwood, Arizona, and it was like the middle of nowhere. I don't even remember where I was driving to. I just remember it was hours outside of like any kind of major city in the middle of the desert.
Yeah.
And I walk into this gas station to like pee, and I shit you not, there's a big Halo like mural on the back of the wall, and there's like a 7-foot cardboard cutout of Master Chief like holding his like rifle and everything, and there's just stacks of cans. I had given up. I'd given up on trying to find these Halo cans. Yeah, and it was just like everyone who goes to this gas station must be so fucking confused. Like none of them probably understand like what Halo Infinite is. Or here I am.
The population 30 of that town. There's one fucker who plays Halo, and he's like, "This is
there's the owner of that, the operator of that one Circle K gas station." Yeah.
So fuck Circle K. I went there. It took an hour to get there. I instead of getting a Rockstar, I got in one of those fucking shitty fucking hot dogs that look like fucking bread.
Oh no, don't eat those.
Yeah,
I know people that swear by them. And then the I don't know if they have them out where you're at too, but because obviously Arizona is the Southwest, so they have the hot dog rollers, but then they also have like little taquitos.
Yep, I got one of those too.
Things in them.
I have a picture of that on my Twitter, I'm pretty sure, but absolute ass. I got an Oreo cowtail. That was the only good thing I got from that place. And then we
I don't need any of that shit.
And we heard what I thought was a shooting, like a drive-by shooting on the way home. So it was pretty sick.
Oh, that's fun.
I think it was actually might have been like highway noises, but to me I swear at the time that it was a
Circle K's are like they're like an iconic gas station brand out here. Like you know what, like when you drive by a Circle K, it's like they all look still like they're from the 70s, and then you walk in and it has the like lighting that and everything. But the gas station that like people love out here they're called QTs, which there's several different gas station chains across America called QTs that are very different things. If you're from the Southwest, or like I'm sure they're definitely outside of Arizona for sure, but like if you're in Arizona, you know what I mean when I say QT. They make like they're always clean. They pay everyone like really well. They like make really good food, and they have like really like surprisingly good coffee. It's oftentimes like better than like going to a Starbucks for some stuff.
What's called QTs? You said like is it like QT, letters?
Yeah, just QT. That's it. I don't think it's an acronym for anything. I'm sure it was at one point, but it's not. I know there's like Quick Trip. Like it's like a brand. It maybe I don't fucking know. I don't want to pretend like I know, but like I've read somewhere that like the brand of QTs that I go to are like studied by like business schools and stuff for like how well ran they are. It's fucking. I'm a corporate shill. We were now sponsored by gas stations.
You want to know who else is a corporate shill?
What happened?
A fucking bird just hit my window, dude.
Really?
I don't have it. I just thought there's just like a slight like mark of an outline. I just heard something hit my window, and there's a slight mark that wasn't there before. I mean, I don't see a bird, so I don't know. But like,
first death on the podcast. Let's go, dude.
I have a video somewhere that I saved from like my
second death on
thing.
The podcast.
Shoot the cat.
I was stuck in a. I'm sure I can find it somewhere. Although I think I sound very annoying in the video. It was like monsoon season here in Arizona, and I was living in an apartment at the time, and I like tree branches were falling over and getting swept over, and I watched a pigeon like fall out. I was like just like randomly recording the storm, and a fucking pigeon falls from the tree and like flops over, and the tree like lands back on top of it.
Oh my God.
And I was not prepared for it at all. I don't know, I'll hunt for it while I'm here, but it exists somewhere.
Dude, my favorite kind of like, I've been watching. Okay. So, you know when something happens that there was like such a close, you were so close to dying, or something, something was so close to happening that you just missed.
Yeah.
So, I've been watching I don't know, YouTube homepage influences what I watch constantly. But I've been watching like some Jackass stuff. Jackass people talking, Steve-O's podcast, people having whatever. And it's crazy how often on that, obviously when they're doing all that stupid shit, how often they come close to death. Like one of the guys got bit by a shark. Johnny Knoxville, he was like, supposed to go on a rocket, and one of the parts of the rocket like flew by and almost decapitated somebody. Dude, when I was in high school, I was helping some buddies with a school project. It was a video project about the physics of airsoft guns. And the flashbang wasn't going off. I think the flashbang threw it on the ground of a driveway. It wasn't going off. About 45 seconds go by, and we're just kind of all just waiting for it to go off. And it finally goes off, blows up, and some like cylinder flies 6 inches by one of my buddy's heads and hits the house and leaves a hole in the house. Would have done serious damage to this guy, but it's like, how the fuck did it not just hit him? Like, why does it always manage to not do it? You know,
well, it doesn't always manage to not do it. That's the thing you have to keep in mind.
I don't know if he would even remember this story, so I feel bad saying it because I was so young. But when I was younger and we were living in West Virginia, my parents had a pretty like core friend group in our neighborhood, and they would do like bonfires all the time. First of all, and this is not the story I'm getting into, I distinctly remember one time someone had like an air horn for whatever reason and like used all of it and threw the compressed air horn on the fire, and it blew up and like burnt. So, like one of their children's like legs got burnt, and they needed to take them to like not the hospital, but like just somewhere to get treated.
Smack them somewhere.
But like one time we were having this bonfire like in our neighborhood, and they're just lighting off fireworks, and my dad's been like drinking like pretty heavy the whole night. And these are like bootleg fireworks too. Like he would always have to like drive cross state lines back on the East Coast to like go to the states to have like the good fireworks and hope they don't like stay at IDU. And they're these like, they're the, I don't know, they're not bottle rockets, but they're ones that just like shoot, and they're not the big explosion
I know exactly
corporate ones, but they're a little smaller thing. And he's just lighting them off. And this one's a dud, and he's like going back up and lighting it. He finally gets one lit, and it like falls over, and it shoots, and it goes like, I'm not even joking, like this close by my head, and it hits a house behind us that was none of ours, and just blows up on their window, and we all like stop pretty quickly. But I remember as a kid being like, I'm sure honestly, like getting hit by a firework like hurts and probably could be very dangerous, but I think like I would have been fine. You would have been fine. Yeah, I don't.
Dude, that reminds me of we were waiting for one of our buddies to get to a party, and it was like 11 p.m. and we're like, bro, we're gonna like wrap this up in like 4 to 5 hours anyway. You might as well not even come. But he showed up like 11 or 12 maybe, and we had those ones that you go like this, and it just pew, and it just shoots a rocket out. We were just shooting him at him, and he was freaking the fuck out because he had no idea what was going on. Because it was obviously dark. It was ping, 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 and he's freaking out. It was so funny.
So like around the same time period in my life, a game that like them and their friends would play in our neighborhood was to get those like smoke bombs and light it and like throw it out car windows at people that are just like hanging out. And they would do this to each other, obviously, like because in West Virginia, people just be hanging out on their fucking driveways, drinking all day. That's just what people do. It's like very King of the Hill esque. And like they would drive by, light the smoke bomb and throw it out. And I remember a couple of people got pissed because it left like a mark on the sidewalk or whatever. But one time we were hanging out and someone tried to do that to us, and they missed, and it like fell beneath their car seat. And the thing is, you throw it, you roll up your window, and you drive away was how they would do it. And so I just remember as a kid watching them try to throw it, like dinking down there and then rolling up the window and their car filling with smoke, and just hearing the wife go, ah, just in the passenger side seat of the car. It was the most stupid shit I've ever seen.
Those can fuck up your eyes. Those are really, really bad.
Yeah, no, I'm sure that wasn't fun.
Yeah. Dude, it was so funny when because in Connecticut you can't get good fireworks. I think you got to go to Mass to get good fireworks.
No, because now there's recently a story where a guy got like arrested for bringing over a bunch of fucked up fireworks.
Yeah, I think you weren't supposed to, but I seem to remember that being where the people went. Either way,
Yeah, I don't have to.
They still were never that good. I mean, in my experience, they still were never that good. Maybe they were just the less dangerous of the fireworks.
I used to know people that would drive down to Mexico for good fireworks and bring illegal fireworks across the Mexican border because they're looking for drugs. And also, let's be real, if you're white, you don't get looked at nearly as hard crossing the border. But they had these big like pinwheel fireworks that just like would just spin and shoot sparks everywhere just constantly. And then have these big boomy boys, and they would go down to Mexico to buy fireworks and drive back up. And it was pretty fun.
Yeah, I set a firework. It was actually on video. I set a firework. Well, they were just like the little kid ones, but the ones that spin and the ones that just like go, and then that's my exact interpretation of what they say. And then there was, I think it was like 5 or 6 sparklers that were old, like years and years old.
Yeah,
and they expire after a certain point. They don't sparkle, so I lit them, and it still goes down fairly slowly. The flame, and I just put it on his driveway, thinking it would spark and be normal. There's a permanent mark on this man's driveway.
When I was a kid, my grandparents had like a bunch of those sparklers just lined up like in their backyard just for fun, just to have them all they're like long. They're like pretty thick. I don't want to say industrial size sparklers because that's a ridiculous concept. They're like thick things that are meant to last a bit longer than stake in the ground. And I, as a kid, for whatever reason, thought I was going to be helpful and start cleaning them up. And I just grabbed one like right after it was done, like just hand fist on the middle rod. Yeah, that was not a fun idea.
Yeah.
Almost started a wildfire in Arizona when I was in high school. Oh, I didn't. I was out in me and my friends bought like a bunch of fireworks, and we just drove like under this bridge where like no one would really see us too much, and we were just lighting fireworks and like throwing them up way up in the air, watching them boom up and fall back down or whatever. And it was all pretty maintained. Like, sure, yeah, we were lighting fireworks in a desert setting. Obviously, there was always bound to be a risk, but me and my one friend were doing a pretty good job at like controlling it where we are. But because we're throwing it in the air, one of my friends just, instead of throwing it up like in a trajectory that would boom in the air, like right in front of us, just like baseball pitch throws it. Great. And it like goes around the hill and it booms, and we're like, oh. And then like, time passes like a minute or two. And then we just noticed there's like a bit of a flicker of lights down where he did that at. And we were like, well, we had no water on us. We just went and we literally just started throwing rocks on it.
Stomping on it. Yeah.
Yeah. It worked, but that was not me. That was someone else that I knew.
Dude, fireworks are fucking fun. It's unfortunate. I think I'm a pyromaniac. That's just like a thing I want to say.
No. Let the silence stay. Just say that and zoom in and
just get real close.
Take 2.
I think I'm a pyromaniac.
Okay, take 3.
I can't not smile.
Please,
I cannot smile.
Please keep both takes. I love the idea of just like we're constantly talking about cutting content and redoing it, and it's all just live.
Yeah. So when I went to my buddy's house when I was much younger, and I was like acting like I was smoking something.
That's my one friend.
Like a cigarette. He's from a different school. You wouldn't know. Like I was like smoking like a cigarette or like a blunt or something, like just as a joke. And I just lit like a piece of normal like printer paper in his basement, and I got in a lot of trouble from his parents, because I just lit a piece of paper on fire in the basement with no like sink or anything around. But I just love it. I like just setting things on fire.
Yeah, I have that little childish part of my brain too. I think as I've gotten older, it subsided a little bit, but I'm not going to lie. Monkey brains still like fire.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Monkey brains still like boom.
It's normal to a degree, right, guys? Right, guys?
Yeah, 100%.
Guys, right? Right. Yeah. Good. That's good. Good.
That's good. That's good.
So, when I think about like burning like houses down, that's also like a normal thing. Right? That's
Ben.
Probably,
just do like 80s theme, like 70s theme.
Looney Tunes. Okay, so my Sunday was really the biggest day for me. We played Elden Ring on Sunday. We played it for like 6 or 7 hours on
It's
Sunday.
actually really liking the game.
It's very fun. Seamless co-op makes the game a lot more fun. I told you about this last time. It's seamless co-op makes it so you don't have to deal with invasions and PvP. It's just all PvE. So much better. Actually, so much better. Game is fucking great. And then I got this pop filter on Wednesday or Tuesday.
Oh yeah, hell yeah,
and
dude.
It's not the right pop filter. I looked up RE20 pop filter. It is not the right pop filter. Also,
I think
there are a few pieces of information. Speaking of my microphone, that I said let's put a pin in episodes 2 and 3.
I was right about to say, yeah.
Okay.
We had a whole thing where you were like, "Oh, I want to talk about this microphone on the podcast," and you forgot about it.
I don't think it's going to be a big topic. I'm an audiophile to a degree. Certain things I don't understand, like what sounds different from what, like a what? A pedophile? What'd you say, Sean? Like I don't get like certain like tones and shit and like a high pass filter, low pass. None of that. A lot of that shit doesn't make sense to me. But I know what microphones sound
High pass
good.
filter and low pass filter are pretty like normal terms,
Right? There's like bass and stuff. I get it, but
Compression, EQ static.
EQ static.
No, so look, you're making it seem more complicated than it is. It's just the high pass filters just eliminate super high frequencies, so it makes everything sound bassy, and then a low pass filter eliminates lower frequencies. Right. So like that's also typically how you get like the radio style voice too, is by putting on like a low pass filter because it's just the high shit.
So
guys, welcome to Ben's pod.
Yeah.
Ben and Zach's pod.
This is a Blue Yeti microphone. It has a wonderful $2 pop filter that I bought years ago that is perfectly fine, honestly. Yep. And
it's what color is the Blue Yeti? Is it? Look at that.
This is my microphone.
It's black.
It's got a setup. It's got a free sound foam that Ben gave me a fuckload of that has like mold on it. Yeah. And I just zip tied it around.
Yeah. Yep, that is his setup. So this microphone is about I think like $500 right now, or maybe $400 right now. I got it because I was using the microphone behind me for a while because I always wanted to use a shotgun microphone, and it was fine. I like this one more. I think that raw audio, I think that one actually sounded a little bit better. Like it would capture more. This one, after audio filters and stuff, I think this one sounds better.
Does it have to go into an interface or a mixer at all?
Yeah. It goes into a Xenix Q802 USB. I think that's what it's called.
See, I would like a setup like that, and honestly, I still might at some point. Like I've actually been looking at that exact microphone I have in the past and everything. Yeah. My issue with like setting up audio interfaces and getting the stand and everything. Underneath my desk is such a rat's nest of wires already. Mm-hmm. I don't want to deal with like more shit to like worry about plugging in there right now.
Yeah. The reason I got, so this is $120 mic stand. The reason it's $120 is A, because it's supposed to be silent, even though clearly we know it's not. And B, it comes with an XLR inside of the wire.
You need a shock stabilizer if you want to eliminate that sound.
For this microphone is $100, and it is enormous.
Yeah, no, they're huge. They're these big cages around the thing. Yeah,
that is exactly what I need, and I can't. Like I want to get it, but I cannot use that for everyday use because it'll just completely block my right monitor.
Your face. Yeah. Your pretty little face, Ben. Who wouldn't be able to see it?
I'm wearing on my beard and shit, dude. You wouldn't even be able to see that.
Dude, speaking of beards, I get look at how fucking like uneven and like patchy.
Oh, right at the bottom,
grows in, dude.
Mine's pretty even, other than the cheeks. The cheeks get a little bit fucky, but I mean they're even on the cheeks, but they're thin.
Because I don't like the way that I look clean shaven and all. Like I would have to get like if I was to do clean shaven again, I would want to get like significantly more in shape. I like the way I look with facial hair, but like,
dude, the facial hair suits you 100%. I've seen.
I can't like. It grows in pretty good in certain places, but like it is super spotty, like right?
Yeah.
Like I don't know how to fix that.
Yeah, Sean, both of you guys are much better looking with facial hair.
Oh wow, dude! I actually really like myself clean shaven.
Yeah, you look like shit clean shaven, dude. It's actually awful.
Dude, Sean, if you were clean shaven, you could be a MRBEAST impersonator.
You think so?
I think so. He's got the haircut. He's got the eyebrows. He's got the face structure.
Do your best. Do you know any Mr. Beast like ropes?
I'm rich.
That is something that he does say.
Mr. Beast, does he do clean shaven or does he have a goatee?
He has a goatee.
Okay, hold on. You know what? Why don't I look up?
Can we do a side-by-side comparison? Ben, can you face app him? Can you face app him with a goatee?
I could.
And compare it to Mr. Beast? Because I feel like
you pick a picture of Mr. Beast. I'll go shave.
What's something that
you'll do it? You will genuinely shave and do that. You do that for the thing.
It depends on what picture he chooses, because if it's too much, like if it's like I can do a goatee, but if it's some kind of crazy,
I'm just looking up Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Or maybe he does have a beard now.
I think it's a very light, like a thin.
Oh, he does like a weird like floating goatee.
Yeah. How does he talks like this, right? He's like, or like, I told my friends that I was going to kill him for $500,000 and they said yes. You know what I mean?
My friend suffered a panic attack.
I'm looking at pictures of Mr. Beast. He has the most like bizarre facial hair. It looks good on him, but like I don't think I've ever seen like this cut. It's like a goatee, but like the bottom and top part are detached in this like weird. But he grows it like all underneath. It's so.
I threatened the life of my wife and kids for $500,000, and they wanted the money. He moves his arms a lot. Am I wrong? I haven't watched Mr. Beast.
I don't know. He's definitely like a cut jumpy.
Yeah.
Type.
Like I feel like $500,000 is nothing to Mr. Beast. You know he fucking. You know about the fucking Ukraine thing.
You know what he did with. Oh, what the fuck? He did something with Ukraine.
Dude.
Yeah, he fucking bombed them, dude.
No. This is fucking actually.
Mr. Beast Bombs Ukraine is my new children's book. It's available for pre-order.
I want to make that the title, but that would not bode well.
That would actually be pretty good. He fucking wanted to help Ukraine, but the supply chain to get like charity stuff or send like goods and services to Ukraine was like blocked. Like he was having a hard time getting. It wasn't even clearance, but he was having a hard time trying to send stuff to Ukraine. So he made his own company, bought like ships and got licenses and directly shipped stuff to Ukraine with his own money. Like he didn't go, like he completely organized an entire trade route to help Ukraine. And I'm like,
how much money do you have to have? Right?
Well, apparently, I don't think he has that much. I think because, like, he said something like his profit.
He makes a ridiculous amount of money, but everything he makes, he likes to reinvest back into. Yeah,
and he's like putting every government to shame by doing. Like, I think he may. Like, I have to imagine that
Mr. Beast puts the United States government to shame is now the new working title of this episode.
That sounds
Beast
like
shames America, bombs Ukraine.
That sounds like degrading to Mr. Beast, and I think actually that's like a good title because we're not really degrading Mr. Beast. We're actually
we're Mr. Beast is I don't personally watch like everything that he does because he's a little bit too. I don't think I'm the target audience for Mr. Beast. No. I respect what he does. I respect the way he does like business.
I wish he would have paid my student loans, but that's it. Dude.
That's true. Oh, my dog wants to get in my room.
Yeah, Mr. Beast. What the freak, dude?
My dog was scratching at my door. I'm like, what the fuck does my dog want? She's nauseous. And what she does when she's nauseous is she licks the floor and licks like plastic and shit up off the floor. So I'm like, okay, so I need to deal with this now because she's going to make herself choke and die. So I just gave her some raw pumpkin and some kibble.
Some raw pumpkin. Ben, please put the fucking like motorcycle like Mr. Burnside picture of Sean that he just posted in himself before I posted the second Mr. Beast picture. Please put that in on post. Please just let that sink in for a second there.
Wait, let me see.
I'm tempted to do that again. Haley did not like that.
I can't imagine she would.
But
I'm not gonna lie. The last one, like, I'm not gonna say the P word, but you look like you would get upset at me. You look like you would get upset at me at a bookstore or something. I don't know. The first one though is so ridiculous. I think it's funny. I like that.
Yeah, I feel like if I did that a little cleaner, I could maybe pull it off. Because like if I kept the hair a little bit higher on the cheek, you know what I mean? Like I could do the like thing.
I don't know. You might have a bit rounder of a face than Mr. Beast, but I like especially the way that your haircut is right now. I have a good feeling you could pull it off.
I could probably pull it off
if you really tried.
Hey, but the thing is, Mr. Beast isn't ugly, Sean. So I don't understand how you're gonna get.
That's so crazy, dude. Mr. Beast, at least Mr. Beast and I have properly distanced eyes, dude.
All right, Zach,
I want to get dark here again, and I don't have the fucking I don't have any kind of additional light set up here. I literally got off the plane, drove home.
Here, hold on, dude. Let me.
No, we did this last time. We made.
There you go. Now your face is brighter.
You're lit up with a Coca-Cola ad at the top too.
Yo, crazy that's working though, right? Like, it's totally changing.
So I have a funny thing, Zach, that I'd like to tell you. My buddy.
I hate jokes.
Luckily, it is a joke in the sense that it's stupid.
Hold on. Do you know what's really crazy? I can't show you, but I never took the plastic off of my camera.
Oh, interesting. And Zach's got a vape.
No, this is a Glade plug-in. This is a Glade plug-in that I bought because I was like, oh, that's cheap, and I didn't realize you needed to buy the actual Glade plug-in.
Yeah.
Someone's doing whippets over here.
Oh God, no!
Oh yeah, you're actually gonna get fucked up. All right, so I have a friend that we just talked to, Zach. That you'd love this, and I don't think you're an argumentative guy. Maybe I'm wrong.
I like to get into if we're in a debate about something, I like to play devil's advocate and push buttons, but I don't like to get angry at people. I don't like to actually cause.
Okay, well, that's kind of what I figured, right? We have a friend that was just talking about Burger King while we were playing GTA. And we all know Burger King is kind of the lowest of the low when it comes to fast food chains. If there were three food fast food chains, if it was a Burger King, Wendy's, and McDonald's all right next to one another, it would be the last one to go to. I think for most people. I know
people that would disagree with that, but I personally would agree with that.
He got into a screaming match with us. First of all, unrelated, about what was that movie called? American Psycho?
American Psycho.
Because he was like, this kid is posting memes about American Psycho without seeing American Psycho first. And I'm like, that is the least important thing on the fucking planet to be screaming. He's getting into a screaming match with us because we're like, that's so stupid. And then he talks about how good looks, dude. A little hair on the side too. Then he talks about Burger King being a great deal, but I'm like, yeah, but Burger King is shit, and he's screaming.
I have a theory about Burger King, but I'm gonna let you finish this story first.
He's fucking screaming at us, and he's going ham. And he's like, "What the fuck are the McDonald's apple pies?" And he's like, "The McDonald's chicken nuggets are overrated, or not overrated, overpriced." He's screaming at us, and he starts at some point. He starts hitting his desk, his little feeble desk, and every time he hits his desk,
hanging out with dude,
it's so funny.
He's also been banned or muted on Overwatch.
He got muted on Overwatch for toxic behavior recently, 5 days ago actually, because he has 2 days left. But he's slamming his desk, and every time he slams his desk, his internet connection gets a little bit worse. So he starts sounding like a robot every time he slams his desk. And you can just hear beer bottles and glass just flying around on his desk because he's slamming it. Dude, it was so fucking funny. He's getting so mad because he thinks that Burger King is better than Wendy's and McDonald's. And I'm like, that's an insane thing to say.
I will say we had this conversation about McDonald's cheeseburgers. Yeah. I will say that Burger King maybe has a beefier burger. It has a beefier burger than McDonald's for sure, and I could see that being more appealing. McDonald's has that unique taste that I feel like you can't replicate, yada yada. We've talked about this before. However, I have an economic theory. I have a financial theory that ties into Burger King. I don't understand. Well, I don't think this is gonna. Money isn't real. Money isn't real.
All right, we'll start.
I can prove it to you. I can prove it to you scientifically through the process of deduction.
Okay.
How do we live in a society where gas has doubled? We do put the picture of Sean back up again, but this time with the meme captions. We live in a society. I'm giving you too much work. Fuck. So I don't understand how gas prices can double in a year, how rent can like go up by 30% in America in like a year. Wow. Yet Burger King can still sell 10-piece chicken nuggets for $1.50. Ben, I have $15 in my bank account right now. I can go and purchase 100 chicken nuggets.
Yep.
I have the power to summon 100 little dead chicken nuggies.
You sure do.
For $15. Ben, I have $150 in my bank account. I can go get 1,000 chicken nuggets right now if I wanted to.
That is the math. And the math checks out.
That is not like obviously like sales tax not included, but still like $150 for chicken nuggets is a lot. $150 for 1,000 chicken nuggets is like something I think might be worth just going and like.
I mean, I would absolutely, like if I ate meat, I would absolutely buy 1,000 chicken nuggets and just like that would be like a mukbang.
That's a good segue. Burger King does the Impossible Burger. Maybe Burger King is your. I don't know if this is right on anyone else's screen, but Sean's right there for me. Maybe Burger King is your fast food of choice. I need to go down this way?
No, to the other corner.
To this?
Other up corner.
Up a little bit more?
This?
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, you guys are like switched on mine.
Guess, yeah.
So to me, that is Sean. And
so on my screen, you're the bottom and Ben is to the left. And
on my screen, Sean is here.
Okay, so Ben's here.
And then Zach is there.
Well, that's fun.
What the fuck were we talking about? Burger King.
The problem is an impossible. If I go and get an Impossible, if I go, hey, I would like an Impossible Whopper, no mayo, because it comes with mayo. The scary thing, dude, when you're not.
Is it the oil that they use?
Mayo has egg in it.
No, I mean, like in terms of like why you wouldn't do the Impossible Whopper. Did they like cook it in like the oil that has been cooked?
No. I get the Impossible Whopper.
Okay.
But you go to Burger King and you're like, can I get the Impossible Whopper without mayo? And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, oh, and then can I get a medium fry? Yeah, okay. That'll be $11.
Yep.
And I'm like, excuse me? Like, I've ordered 2 Impossible Whoppers before when I was like really fucking hungry. And it's like $15, $16. What is that, dude?
It's rat poison.
Is it actually rat poison?
Or no, not rat poison, ant poison. That's such a problem. And it's on my money.
I would go wash your hands.
Oh my fucking god, dude! I can't just sit in my room and live.
Why do you have ant poison?
Sitting on his desk. Yeah.
That's like
he doesn't do alcohol, but he takes shots of ant poison.
Yeah, you just see him doing this.
My whole mouse.
We do have the TikTok segment still.
Ben,
get what I put in there.
What is the? Does it say what the active ingredient is? Because it might not actually be toxic to you.
Are you
hold on.
talking about ant poison, bro?
Yeah, I just worry about you, dude. I just want you to wash your hands.
Take shots of ant poison.
Hey! What are you doing? This is a fucking train wreck. Now my dog's hitting the ground again. Can you stop?
This is like when you're over at a friend's house and they just start arguing with their girlfriend the whole time, and you just have to be like on your phone, like
lay down. Hey guys, back again. I got my dog here. She's very sweet and nice, but sometimes she licks the floor and licks up plastic and starts fucking gagging. So
that's the girl that cleans up your diarrhea now.
That's the one. That's right. That's fucking right.
That's what's called a callback, baby.
There was one thing I wanted to talk about before we got into TikToks.
This is awesome, dude.
This is like the worst. Sweet. This is the worst.
No, I said earlier, I was like, I don't mean to be like super offensive about this or anything, but I feel like a third of the audience that must watch this is like autistic. Just the way that stuff keeps popping
it's
up.
It's true. It's absolutely
true.
Out
of nowhere, the attention is constantly being shifted to some random new bizarre thing.
Actually, it's funny you say that. I think I'm gonna wean off caffeine because I think that it is not helping my high anxiety. Because it obviously stimulates the nervous system.
It helps your productivity and it feels freaking nice, but it definitely worsens your anxiety. Definitely is.
Do you hear that?
Not good. But I still drink coffee. I love my coffee.
For sure.
Anyway, yeah. So I think I'm gonna win off caffeine because it obviously I have a fucking extremely high anxiety, and that is not great. And my intention is just trash. Like I can't. It's hard to listen to anybody for more than like 2 seconds. It's a fucking pain in the ass. And I think
I would also lay off of like TikTok. I found that I don't
watch TikTok. I watch TikTok once every week, maybe for like an hour, and I'm like, this is just boring, and I just go to
TikTok is a doom scrolling device. As much as I'm trying to leverage it for us, and I'm using it to aggregate content for us to react to now, I do think if you can, definitely stop.
Yeah.
I have so my mother is always on time. If she's not early to something, she is late to something, and that is a anxiety.
Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I was trying to. I'm so sorry. I was trying to calculate something.
Get her done.
I'm so sorry. Here I am opening up to you. I don't know you that well. I'm starting to open up to you, and it's very vulnerable in this moment with you. And you had to undermine it with fucking Larry the Cable Guy. No,
so fucking dumb.
Yeah, fuck you. But no, so like again, that's something that like I inherited too. If I'm not like early to something, I am like freaking. I have no clue what I was trying to fucking talk about.
It's Sean's fault. It's so Sean's fault.
I have no clue what I was trying to talk about.
The good news is you
what were we saying beforehand?
The good news
TikTok. That's what it is. TikTok. So like I have that anxiety too. If I'm not early to an event, like if I am not like on track to be on time for something, I am like freaking the fuck out. Yeah. And throughout my entire life, there's nothing that's like waved me from that. I've met friends and we have like plans to go out or go to a concert and we've agreed upon a time. And like, they're all like pretty laissez-faire about like getting in the car and leaving and arriving whenever they want to and being late. And I'm the guy that's like, dude, we got to leave like now.
Yeah.
We said we'd be there at 8. Yeah. And if we want to be there by 8, we should probably leave like 20 minutes early and blah, 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 blah. TikTok though is the only thing in my entire life to make me like willingly late for something where I'm like, I put my shoes on and I have like, I don't know, like 2 minutes to spare. I'll scroll through a couple TikToks and that turns into like 10 to 15 minutes. Now I am late for something. It's ruined my goddamn life. It's ruined my goddamn life, man.
Dude, Sean was reading your liked tweets. Those are some fucking bangers, dude. Those are some fucking bangers. Where it's just like 6 of us in a call and he's just like, Zach, like this tweet
dude,
on beef.
I
have fucking people that like this is a flex for sure, but I promise I'm not trying to be cocky about this. I know at least 3 people in my life that just use my liked like feature on my account as like their Twitter feed.
Yeah.
Because I've had Twitter since I was like 14 and I've cultivated a very specific sense of humor on there. When me and Ethan were driving back from Las Vegas, I'm sitting in the back of the car and like my girlfriend's like just driving us like wherever. And I love it so much because I know when there's something gross, something vile that comes across my feed and I press like, there's like a 10% chance it gets blasted to like everyone else's feed. Yeah. And so I'm sitting in the car and Ethan just looks up and he's like, oh, and he like taps my leg and he's like, you did this. And he looks at me and it says liked by Zachary Marshall. And it says, y'all ever get your ear eaten out?
Okay. Let's pause for a second because Haley called me weird for that, dude. You ever been kissed in the ear, dude?
Wait, what the fuck?
No, I've never been kissed in the ear.
I've never been kissed in the ear. No.
Okay, hold on.
You are weird for that. That are you 100% weird for that.
Okay, hold on.
They stick their tongue in your ear, dude?
No, absolutely
You've never.
He's lying.
No, I've never done that, dude.
This is a bit. He's lying. He's lying.
It is 0% a bit. It is 0% a bit,
dude. He's a liar.
You can like nibbling some earlobe. That's a sexy thing. Look, I'm willing to try most things. I'm a pretty open book. I'm a fucking like freak for real. But like, I'm not like the. Although I will say what's weird. Okay,
I'm telling you, brother.
Hold on.
Why you sticking your tongue in people's ears, dude? That's so fucking weird.
Dude, though. Okay, I have something that maybe might relate to this, though, because I was like, dude, that's so fucking gross. Sean, you're disgusting. Please die. But now that I'm thinking about it, I actually really enjoy Q-tipping my ear to the point where it's like almost sexual.
Oh, yeah. I get that too. Not with the tongue, though.
Just try it once. Just someone's just giving you like a hand job or something, and then just have them stick their tongue like right into your
earwax is so gross.
Dude, fuck you, dude. All right,
I have eczema in my ears, dude. I ain't doing that.
It doesn't even taste that bad. It tastes kind of like sweat, dude. It's not that bad.
This is a bit. It's a bit.
It's not a bit.
It's a bit. You never put your tongue or had someone put their tongue in your ear. That's never been a thing. I know for a fact you're lying, dude.
A couple times, and then they say like, "Oh, that's fucking disgusting."
All right, you
like,
little
okay,
shit. All right, listen here, motherfucker. Next time you're at my house, I want you to stick your tongue deep into my fucking ear.
Your ear?
Yes.
I would have to ask.
It's a sexual thing for him, though. He doesn't want to have sex with you.
How do you know?
Well, yeah, hold on. I just have to ask Haley permission. What are you talking about?
Okay, so I want to go through your liked tweets. I'm going to go obviously just to the text ones, the text ones, because pictures are harder. Bro, you said you like the tweet by Vladimir Jerkov. I tickled your girl at work and she farted. That's such a stupid tweet. That's such a stupid tweet. By Iris Reborn. I'm stroking off his beef till he comes, I guess.
So funny.
If I saw it by Trash Jones, if I saw a minion in real life, I would put it in the microwave.
Oh my god.
You like a lot of tweets about minions by Giant Idiot. Cop.
They're popular right now.
Yeah.
Cop, can we come inside? Me. Knows minions are real because I ran over one with my car in 2019. What's this about, officer? What the fuck is the minions? And then you've got this minion.
LA minion.
It's just like I'm fucking A. Just the idea. This is not a planned bit. This is just him pulling up my fucking Twitter feed and finding multiple minions.
It's so dumb. By Pelly Greetzer. I feel like pillows stopped working. What does that mean? What does that mean?
I really like the Covenant plasma rifle.
It's a crow thing, looking at each other. Yeah, that was kind of cool. I am not upset if you want to just like check that and save shit and pull it on me randomly during these shows.
Dude, this shit's so fucking funny.
He sat on my minion till it grew, dude.
he sat on my minion until it grew.
I hate this. I'm just seeing if I can find one more, and then we'll get to the TikToks.
Yeah, my feed this week must be exceptionally weird because I was gone for most of the week, and then like I was just getting a bunch of design shit that popped up a bunch that I was just randomly liking. So you're probably sorting through like random ass typefaces and shit.
This tweet is funny just because of the specific of where they are referencing. Zoos are by no badges. Zoos are really insane as hell. Ain't no way a polar bear is supposed to be in Memphis, Tennessee. I like how that's the place that they choose. But I know you're tired, Zach, so we can wrap this up. Do you have any closing thoughts on you?
So any closing thoughts on me?
Yeah,
I'm pretty chill. If you're like around and you want to like just like hang out, I'm pretty chill.
Right.
Come on.
Yeah. What's your number?
Your
God damn it!
It would be so. I was like, should I do 911? Like that's the lamest fucking like.
You were thinking of like what to go with.
Yeah.
What's your number? 6 inches? 6 inches? 5.5? 5.5?
Don't check in the backseat, officer. Hey, support your local farmers market, your local concert venue, and your local cobbler.
Like cobblestone?
I actually do live near. There's a cobbler on the street. Like, yeah, that's crazy, dude.
Those are from here on out. When I close out, I will give you 3 local businesses to support, and that is your mission until the next episode.
And then I have to take pictures. I have to take pictures of me assisting them.
Oh, if you want to, for sure.
Hey, first of all, my dog obviously has something to say.
So,
Sean, do you have anything to say about yourself?
actually do. If I can make a serious announcement, I have AIDS.
Oh, dude, that's the whole video right there. That's all we need.
No, I'm actually working with Haley. Believe it or not, Haley wanted to work with me on like do some kind of like thing together, and we decided on doing. You're familiar, Ben, with the project that I was doing with Fire Singer stuff that I'm still doing, like writing and stuff. She wants to help me write a true crime podcast in that world. And we have already finished the first episode, like basic writing. And so we're going to do some cleanup and stuff. And then I'm going to record that and post like a podcast within the world that I'm creating.
That's sick, dude. If you need an editor,
It's a big round of applause. It's a good plug.
If I need an editor that's going to take years to do it, dude.
Yeah, that's me.
Yeah.
She's getting louder.
Yeah, so is Haley, dude. It's fucking crazy, dude.
Hey, can we get a congrats to Sean going on here? Can everyone just go congrats?
Not yet.
Congrats, Sean and Chad.
Congrats, Sean. The dog is actually congratulating him as well.
Congrats, man.
Yeah, here you go.
How about the cat? All right. Well, clearly there's no love. There's no love between you two. Holy shit. That cat is eating you.
He is stupid asshole, dude.
Just want to like shout out myself. I don't have anything going on. I don't do very much other than this. I love my boys. I love my boys. Happy
Pride Maxwell. Gawain Maxwell.
Yeah. Oh wait, can you play us out? Play us out.
Play us out.
Yeah. Let me get my guitar. Actually, not this.
I was like, I was so confused for a second. I was like, am I having a stroke?
That's
it was a baseball when it was like facing backwards. Yeah.
Hold on. I got this right
now
here.
That he's gone. We can just like
I have a
cut
guitar
it before.
There, but it's not tuned.
Just cut it before he gets back. Oh, he's back. All right, never mind.
All right, dude. Hold on.
He's so ugly, isn't he? It's crazy. Dude, it is dark. All right, no, wait, Sean. Can you sing?
No.
All right, play something.
Fucking Haley. And then I can't play the rest.
You gotta get closer to the microphone because it just would cut off every other note.
Oh, I just broke.
No, you did not. No, you did not.
I just broke the string, dude.
How are you gonna play Halo now?
Well, dude, hold on.
It's crazy, man. You used to only be able to play on an Xbox. Now it's on PC, guitar.
PC and guitar.
PC and guitar.
Remember when someone beat Dark Souls with the Guitar Hero controller?
Just be with
I
the guitar.
remember when people used to do that. Yeah.
Wait,
that's the podcast,
lights up. Wait, hold on. Put your lights up. Wait, bye.